everybody. Well, I started my last video saying we'd had rain, but oh my goodness, did we have some rain yesterday. Started late yesterday afternoon and it rained, I believe, all night, and the garden hasn't looked this perky in a long time. But we have had so much rain. Look at my greenhouse. It's steamed right up. But we've got mostly blue skies today. And everything's glistening. Well, I'm at the top end corner of the garden, and the empty bed that had intended to be for raspberries, and those that have followed me know that I believe the raspberries that I had planted had got the mosaic virus, so I removed them. That's a whole different story. But anyway, this bed has been empty for quite some time, and when I originally planned what I was going to grow this year, I hadn't factored in the possibility of growing any cauliflower or broccoli, and inspired by Bill and Val's harvest, I think it was the time before last, they had some beautiful cauliflowers, and that is one of my absolute favourite vegetables, and I haven't grown it for some years. I decided that, or I thought, where could I put some? And when I was down the garden centre, I saw some plug plants, and I thought, well, why not? So I've decided to use this raspberry bed. It's had the soil amended. I have given it blood fish and bone and sulphate of ammonia, and I've spent the last half hour or so constructing a hoop cage for protection against the cabbage white butterfly and her caterpillars. So the plug plants I've got far too many, and I've already arranged to give some to some friends, but I'm going to use 4 broccoli and 4 cauliflower because that's all the space will allow. So I've got Green Magic, which is the broccoli, and I have got White XL, which is the cauliflower. So we are expecting rain later again. Can't believe we've had so much rain the last 2 days. The ground is saturated now. The plants are loving it. So I want to get these in before we get the next shower. Okay, so the first one I'm planting is going to go there. Really heel it in. No, I don't want too close to the edge of the cage because the butterfly could potentially lay her eggs through the netting on any leaves that may be touching it. So they're really firmly planted now. Okay, so I've selected 4 of the cauliflower. I'm going to put them in exactly the same way. That's got to be really firmed in. Goodness me, the heavens opened. I had to run for it. But it's all done. Hopefully the butterflies can't get in there now. The next task is to lift the onions. It's too wet today. It's going to be drier tomorrow and the next day, so I think it would be better if I lift them tomorrow and then I can lay them out to dry off a bit. There's no point doing it today because it's just going to keep raining, but there's some nice onions in here. But the leaves have all collapsed, which is an indication that they're now ready. Look at the leeks, they're starting to put on some real growth now. It'll be more noticeable once I've removed the onions, but I've got more to go in, so I should probably fill this bed up with leeks. I'll probably pull out the shallots as well. I should be pickling them. So this is one container. This is the other container. It hasn't fared quite as well, but there's some in there. They're much smaller. So this morning we've got the perfect weather for lifting the onions. I'm going to lift them from this bed, and then they can lay in the sun for most of the day so that any soil that's still attached to the roots can dry, and then at the end of the day I can brush all of that off so that they're clean, and then I can start the storing process. So the first stage will be to hang them in a greenhouse for all the foliage to dry off, and once that's papery then we'll go on to the next stage. So don't ever be tempted just to pull them out because you'll break the neck. So just put a fork gently underneath the onion and then ease them out. So that's lovely and clean. So that's my first one. And we've had so much rain that they're just coming out with absolute ease. So these should last me for some time. They're a mixed size, some bigger than others, but again we've had ridiculously high temperatures, which I think has been a factor. And although I've been out and watered them regularly, it's not the same as rainfall. It doesn't do the same job. But they've not been attacked. They all look really clean and healthy. Well, I am so pleased with that. that's my onion harvest 2023. Now the red onions haven't fared quite as well. They're clean, but they're just not as big, and they bolted the most, so they had the most scapes on. So those that have bolted I won't be able to store, but as they're small and I generally use them in salads and that, I can eat those up quite quickly. But the white or brown, never sure whether you call them white or brown onions, they have been fantastic this year. I'm so happy. So I'm going to leave them in the sun now, and then this evening I will gather them up and get them in the greenhouse. Well, it's late afternoon. In fact, it is just gone 6 o'clock in the evening. So these have been laying here most of the day, and you can see that the soil that was on the roots has dried. I've been able to brush that one off. Let's get that on the sheet. So I'm just going to clean them now so that I can store them in the greenhouse. So this bed has been cleared now. This is all my leeks. And some of these are really putting on some nice growth. So I'm going to put down some bloodfish and bone and some sulphate of ammonia and work that into that soil. And then I'm going to plant up the rest of my leeks, but I think I'll do that tomorrow. There's a few onions there that are no good for storing, so they're going straight into the kitchen. And then if I come up, I've got all my onions are hanging in the greenhouse, so there and up there. So that's a pretty good afternoon's work, I think. Good morning, it's another glorious day. We've got waterfall sunshine and beautiful blue sky. I was just sitting in my summer house and just checking on my channel, because I like to make sure that if anybody's left me a comment that I've responded to it. So I was just checking to see if there was any that I hadn't responded to, and I've discovered that I am literally 26 subscribers short of 1.5k subscribers. I mean, how fantastic is that? I am so excited. So I just wanted to say a massive thank you for those that have followed me for some time, those of you that are new subscribers, and those of you that may have seen my channel but not subscribed before. Please do. It's really, really appreciated. And like and comment below, which helps with exposure, and I do my best to respond to all comments as quickly as possible. Some may take a day or two, but I will always respond to you, so please continue to do that. And yeah, I'm just so excited. It's been a slow burn. I started this channel a couple of years ago, but this year in particular it's just been absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, massive thank you to you all. I feel like I've made lots of new friends, and yeah, it's really appreciated. So thank you very much, and have a great weekend, folks. Till next time.